Hey guys, okay. All right, here we go. Okay, some girls reporting, hey, I really feel honored that I'm that you guys have been tuning in and commenting um, on some of the articles I put up. I'm trying to respond to them. I am having some odd pain issues, and I always say this. I'm going to wait like till Monday, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and tell you something else. It's very hard to get into a hospital emergency room in Milwaukee on the weekend because of the police being there with detainees, with because of the police are there with bringing people in. Um, they're very busy with fights, stabbings, things like that. And it's hard to even get seen by a doctor. Now, I was treated in another location, so that makes it hard too. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is I'm having just some issues, pain issues in my psoas muscle again, where I had the MRSA attack that muscle group on my right side. And it's holy shit. So I'm just going to wait to see. Maybe and I always say this, perhaps I strained it, but it's, I'm just having, I guess, if I wouldn't have had that infection that put me out for another 2 months in the hospital, you can fucking believe that. I think that I'm having issues relating to that right now. So, okay. Um, Now, we were talking about neurological diseases and disorders relative to Joe's dementia, which I believe is spurred on. I believe this, I mean, it's not fact, but it's got to be spurred on by whatever type of brain injuries he had with his two brain surgeries. Of course, that's a neurological issue. Plus, he's got dementia, which is a neurological issue, and um, it's not mental. Well, it's neurological, but your neurological system regulates your mental, your thinking, um, or your lack of being able to think. And I think that with the two brain surgeries Biden had and shit like that, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a result of that, and it's really affecting him at this time in his life. And for all we know, he could have a brain tumor. We don't really know what his health status is because we will never find out. Um, but going back to the comments section again, which I appreciate the comments, someone said, well, he's just old and at his age, that just happens. It happens at any age. Give me a break. I'm sure all of us can give at least one time where something like where you accidentally pass gas, or even if you couldn't hear it, you could smell it or something while you're at work or with a client or something. It's you'd be, if you've spent a lot of time in the workforce, you could think of at least one or two or three times. I mean, I'd be able to say at least two or three times. And yeah, it's embarrassing. And then you have to pretend it didn't happen and it sucks. So it happens. Shit happens, excuse the pun. But dementia patients typically experience functional incontinence. Their urinary and or digestive system works normally, but they experience a loss of bladder and or bowel control due to an inability to get to the bathroom or use it properly. Well, it's not even that. You don't even know that you're going. Um, so that agingcare.com, that's not uh, okay. Um, you could have a broken leg, or in my case, a broken pelvis, and no one answers your call light, and you're laying in a hospital. No, that did not happen to me, but because I didn't take all the crap the doctors were trying to shove down my throat. No, I'm not taking propylene glycol and or Miralax. I told them, I said, I have a history of bowel obstruction that's contraindicated in that. I'm not taking it. Please get it away from me. Every day I had to do that. Well, it's part of our protocol. It's part of the program. So, you can do with your program. I even said to my doctor at one point, I said, when Joe Biden's son follows the program, so will I. He didn't find that to be funny, which made me even more angry. Internally, not externally. Of course, I didn't show it. You try to make a joke with someone, for God's sakes, you might as well forget that, right? Um, Okay, so this is kind of a wonky sentence here. Cognitive deficits causing toilet difficulties uh, because the individual doesn't recognize the urge to go. Is this written for kindergarten? Can't communicate their needs? No, because they lose control. It's not even answering they actually lose bladder and bowel control neurologically. Well, here, let's change the topic. All right. I'm just trying to, this is such an easy search, and yet you can't even, okay. Yeah. Training. And then I don't trust the Mayo Clinic anymore anyway. Um, okay. Uh, I think he had a stroke. Let's just put down stroke. Okay. It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it? A stroke often causes problems with bladder and bowel control. These usually improve in the early weeks, but around a third of stroke survivors may have longer term difficulties. For many people, loss of toilet control is a very sensitive and personal issue. They can feel like they have lost their dignity. Well, yeah, okay, sure, of course. And I'm not making fun of it. And the only reason why I bring it up is that it seems to be a consistent issue with this dude, and he does not belong in this position because it's merely a result or a symptom of the main problem, which I believe is a brain injury and or a stroke or brain injury of some sort, which is causing him to go haywire. I think it's pretty easy to figure that out. Relationship. And then just so okay. Relationship between bowel bladder function and discharge. And okay. Okay. I'm getting a Cigna health insurance. Is that because they cover certain things for like depends and things? Okay. Yeah, I'm not really finding anything substantive. All right. So if we go out of here and go over here, so we have the incidents of him. Everyone believes that he pooped his pants in France on D-Day with Macron and the wife, uh, or husband, or whatever she is. Okay. Candace Owens is making millions of dollars off of reading articles concerning Brigitte Macron being a dude. Why she wastes her time as a journalist on that, I don't know. I don't understand this Candace Owens. She does puff pieces on social issues, pop culture. How boring. I mean, if I'm not getting anything out of something, really. But we need to discuss this. Uh, Duchess of Cornwall, Biden kept doing shitty farts in front of me. It was impossible to ignore. Oh, okay. This is fact checked by the People's Voice community. Well, let's read it. President Joe Biden couldn't stop doing loud, smelly farts while in the presence of the Duchess of Cornwall at the COP26 summit. According to Camilla, Biden kept breaking wind right in front of her as she attempted to make small talk. If don't forget, there was never a state dinner, an official state visit dinner with the royals when Biden was there because he is unable to function during a function like that, where you're having a formal dinner and having to actually have competent conversations with various heads of state and with the royal family and shit like that. And members of parliament, I assume, and big people. And Trump had one. Obama had at least one where he flubbed the toast. That's one of my favorite. Oh, yeah. That's one of my favorites. As Daily Mail notes, an insider claims Camilla was taken back to hear Biden break wind as they made polite small talk at the global climate change gathering in Glasgow last week. Okay, that was in Glasgow. I'm sorry. It was long and loud and impossible to ignore, the source said. Camilla hasn't stopped talking about it. TheLibertyDaily.com reports it would be easy to make a crude joke or engage in a clever wordplay over the incident, but I'll pass. Joe Biden is no joke. He's a nightmare, and the longer he's allowed to continue his charade of being president, the worse it gets for America. So that is an issue. Yeah, he can be older, have this problem, still be together mentally, but it's a string, it's a syndrome of issues that he has. Not being able to complete a sentence is very important too, because he is unable to do so. All right. All right.